Here's how the day started. We get the news after an incredible outing against the Braves and a great outing against the Cardinals. And fairly a decent game against the Angels. Hence, the bullpen let them down. But that's besides the point. You have one of the best pitchers right now, right? Right now. And you still option him to AAA. Now, whether you think it's a good move or not, personally, personally, in my opinion, we need every edge we can possibly get. And optioning Max Meyer back to AAA, I don't like the move. This was due to the fact that Edward Cabrera is finished with his rehab, and he was going to be called up. Well, I will say this with Edward Cabrera. I was reluctant at first, but my God, he pitched so good tonight. He was absolutely phenomenal. He was phenomenal in oh my goodness, my English. In his time on the mound, 6 innings pitched. He gave up 5 hits. Okay, he only gets 1 run earned. That was in the 4th inning. We'll talk about that. But he gets 10 strikeouts. I repeat, 10 strikeouts on his return. Marvelous. I mean, just absolutely amazing to see. So, what a great return. And we win this game 3-0, right? Wrong. I really don't want to do this recap. I'm sorry. These days, I just feel really disconnected with baseball. I really feel disconnected with this sport. Each and every day, whether if it's my job, whether if it's personal love, or just doing my job as trying to recap as much games as I possibly can while watching the games as much as my sanity takes. I just feel so reluctant and so disconnected to watch it. It just feels more like a chore than my job and my passion. It's dying. It really is dying. I hate this sport. I really hate this sport. And of course, in typical Marlins fashion, it started off great. Obviously, Garcia hits a home run to left center. It was a 400 feet. Then the runs continued to come in. There was an error by the Giants. That's who we're playing, by the way. And we scored 2 points off that run, leading 3-0 Marlins. Absolutely terrific stuff. But I was not excited at all. I was not excited. I take this with a grain of salt because I've seen this time and time again. It's not enough. It will never be enough. 6-0, maybe. 10-0, oh yeah, you can bet. But 3-0, totally manageable for a team to come back. And that's exactly what happened. In the 4th inning, Lee comes in, goes on bases. Soler goes on. And yes, welcome back to Jorge Soler. I wish he was still on the team, but give it a contract and what happened with Kim Yang, you know the story. Then Michael Conforto hits a single that allows Lee to score to make it 3-1. That's the only run that Cabrera's given up. Since then, he was lights out. Then we skipped ahead to the 7th inning. Estrada comes in, hits a double. Well, first off, that was the 1-out double. Let me double check real quick. Because in that 7th inning, yeah, it was a double. I was right on that. There was a line out to center. Terrific catch by Jazz. Absolutely. But then Estrada doubles. There was a wild pitch, a walk, a sacrifice fly. Make it 3-2. And then more walks. Andrew Nardi was terrible. And not only Andrew Nardi, Soriano was horrible. He was horrible. Never, ever let him pitch on a big league mound ever again. If there was somebody that he could send back to AAA, it's Soriano right there. He cannot find the zone. He just cannot find the zone. Oh, but speaking of zones, we'll talk about that. And then, of course, in typical Marlins fashion, the relief pitching has given up the lead, and we lost the lead 4-3. What does the offense do? What does the offense do? Nothing. They do nothing. And when they do finally do something, they don't advance further. Let's get to the 8th inning. You know where this is going. Bond the 8th. There was a single to center. That's Jazz. There's 2 outs. Then they call for a pitching change. Now, call to the bullpen was to the lefty, right? I think it was Taylor Rogers that was coming in for the Giants. A lefty. He comes out, which was already a change. He was warming up. He got sent back because they made the wrong change. But when you call somebody out, that's it. He has to pitch. How is it that they made the wrong move and have Duvall come out instead? And he's a righty, a closer. What the absolute shit was this? By Las Diaz umpiring crew. What was that? So a lot of confusion has happened. We're expecting Taylor Rogers to come out. Then we find out that it was a wrong switch. So then Duvall was going to come out. That's what Bob Mello was going to say, that they made the wrong move, blah, yada, yada. However, that is the wrong thing to do because you already made a switch. So by rule, that's the pitcher you're going to go with. So that, and I understand where it says official substitution, but that was a substitution right there. So Skip, I finally see him lose his mind. He was losing his mind. How are you going to let this happen? It's bullshit. It is absolutely bullshit. But it gets way worse, folks. It gets way worse. In the rule book, a pitcher who is going to relieve somebody has to do 8 warm-up tosses, right? 8. You have to let him do 8 or more. Duvall did 5. He did 5 warm-up pitches. Are you freaking kidding me with this? 5? 5? It's supposed to be 8. And what happens, right? It's a strike. Throw to second. Jazz stole second. Skip realizing it, and I don't know whether or not it has something to do with the fact that Duvall did 5 warm-up pitches. There was a strike call, pitch clock violation, whatever the case they may be. He comes back out and lost his marbles. And he gets tossed out of the game by Las Diaz. How do you fuck up something so bad as a substitution and a warm-up toss is beyond me. And it's like everything is going wrong for the Marlins. Everything. It's like we love baseball, like myself. I love baseball, but baseball hates me. As well as this umpire crew with the terrible strike zone for both sides. I'm not just saying for mine or ours, but for their strike zone was horrible too. But how do you fuck up so badly as they call to the bullpen substitution and for allowing them to have 5 warm-up pitches when it should be 8 or more? How do you screw that up? You're better than this last year. You're better than this. And you allow it to happen. You guys lost control of this game. Skip got angry and fought. And I'm really happy that Skip lost his marbles. Get your money's worth. This was unacceptable. Unacceptable. The loud Marlins fan. I want to quote his real quick. Protect your damn game and legal action. Basically, what he's saying is, he's saying there's some fixing going on. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's what a joke. What a joke. I didn't watch the press conference because I was too angry to even consider watching the press conference. I don't know what Skip said. I'll definitely watch the press conference tomorrow and maybe talk about it tomorrow's recap if I'm even up for it. And the relief pitching just could not do the job. Brian Holland was good. The hitting, of freaking course, died after one good inning. One good inning, that's enough. And it happens time after time after time again. And the Marlins continue to set a having some historically horrible start for this team. This is becoming the worst Marlins start in history. And it's going to continue to get worse, ladies and gentlemen. Bruce Sherman. Now, we heard he had a knee replacement surgery. As much as he made some boneheaded choices for this front office, I do wish him a speedy recovery for his knee. That sounds really tough. So then everything has to fall down on Peter Bendix for now. But my God, Sherman, once you're healthy, please do us all a favor. Fire Bendix and sell your franchise to somebody else who will put everything back to the way it should be and not sell off all of our goddamn players who provide for us time after time again. It's just boneheaded decisions. I can't take it anymore. Peter Bendix made some bad choices already. And we got fleeced. And I really hate talking about this. I really do. I really do hate talking about the Marlins. I tell you the truth, folks. It's so depressing. It's so discombobulated for what this franchise is doing. 3-14. We should. Did you know this is the 7th time this season that we've blown a lead due to our relief pitching? 7th lead blown due to relief pitching. I want everyone to think about that real quick. Because in the offseason where they do absolutely jack shit, instead of, trading away our hitters, signing only one signing on free agency was Tim Anderson. And to think that what they could have done was sign relief pitching. It's just mind-boggling. It's so mind-boggling to me how this franchise is so poorly run. I don't care which owner it is. But you have to have a common knowledge of what's going wrong in our franchise for a long time. And for those who are saying, well, Bruce Sherman wasn't around due to Jeffrey Loria's ownership and yada, yada, yada. Well, he was around when we had Stanton, when we had Ozuna, we had Yelich. On this side, on this orange-colored jersey, with Derek Jeter, what did they do? Trade them all away. And look what happened yesterday. Ozuna hits a go-ahead home run against us. My point here, we could have had an extension with those players, but we chose not to. And that's bullshit. We can't change nothing now, but all we can do is look at the present, and the present sucks. Goddamn snakes, all MLB. in the front office. That's all I was like. Good night.